Well, I think there's really been a change in the relationship that mining companies are having with its stakeholders, and that change in relationship, I think, is really driven by society's expectations. I think society's changed their expectations with respect to how the value of the resources are being allocated amongst stakeholders. And I think society's expectations have changed significantly with respect to the industry's performance when it comes to sustainability issues. Now, how I like to sort of picture that, if you can, is visualize it as a pie. And that pie being the value of the net extracted value of the resources in the ground. I think our historical mindset in the industry was that that pie belonged to the shareholder. And things like sustainability expenses on environment, community development, even government taxes were a cost in arriving at that net value. The unfortunate reality of that is that when you have a cost item on the P&L, you always look to minimize it. And so your management mindset was about minimizing those expenses. I think we really need to have a different model, and that is really looking at that resource pie and allocating amongst the various stakeholders so that governments, communities, and the environment get their fair share. That reality has created all sorts of complexities in our world, and it's resulted in long lead times for new projects to be put in place, higher environmental standards, and so as a result, metal prices have gone up, but I think that has really contributed to an overall increase in the value of that pie. So our shareholders still can get a reasonable return for their investment, but the other stakeholders involved can as well. So I think this is a tremendous opportunity for the industry, for those in the industry that want to lead, that want to create value for their shareholders, but at the same time leave communities, sustainable communities over the long term, and really minimize the impact of their operations on the environment. When you look at the nature of the relationship with stakeholders, as I said, it's changed. And really what mining companies have recognized is the fact that they need to be more proactive in terms of how they understand really who is impacted by their operations. So you can see efforts made by mining companies all around the world to really engage with their communities, understand what communities want, what's important to them. And I think in that way, then, mining companies can be much more responsive to the needs of their communities and can find an outcome that everyone is happy with. You know, I think sustainability, when we talked about sustainability in the past, it was all about sort of what you did during the mine site, the operation of the mine. I think mining companies are looking at sustainability now about what they leave behind. And I think if you can always look back at a mining operation after it's finished, and you can conclude that the net value to society, to the communities, to the governments at large, and to the environment was a net positive, then I think mining companies can say that they've truly been sustainable.